Welcome to Ultimate SEO. This module provides an introduction to the rest of the course. My name is Leo Wadsworth from leowadsworth.com. This course is designed to help you make your website search engine friendly. In other words, I will be teaching you how to make good websites that Google likes. I will not be teaching you much about how to fool Google. I use what I call a balanced synergistic approach to SEO. Balanced because I use a variety of methods, not just a single method. Synergistic because I have found that multiple methods used at the same time are much more powerful than any single method by itself. I want you to be confident that I will be giving you the very best information that I can within the time that we have. I am not going to deliberately hold back anything for future courses. Time constraints obviously keep me from explaining everything to the smallest detail. My goal is to give you enough information for you to move forward strongly. You may be motivated to research more in a particular area. I hope to point you in the right direction. In this course, I am not going to be covering things just to make the course bigger. I am also not going to give you exaggerated claims. You are likely to find that you are going to want to pause the videos and to take notes on things that cover your particular situation. I am going to go fast and I'm going to pack it full. This course is available in several different formats. I am providing videos, MP3 audio, edited transcriptions in PDF format, notes pages in PDF format, PowerPoint slides, actionable checklists, and more. Note that your particular package may not include all of these items, but they are available. I am doing this because we all learn in different ways. My goal is to transmit this information as efficiently as possible in a way that works for you. In the process of this course, I will be mentioning many products and services. I will be giving you links to many of these products and services. However, none of these links are what is called affiliate links, where I would get compensated for sending you there. If I recommend it in this course, you can absolutely trust that I believe it is a good product or service. This does not mean that it's the absolute best, just that I have found it useful. If you use the information in this course, you will get two distinct benefits. First, many of the things I discuss are just plain good practice and will help you to make a good website. Next, the practices and techniques in this course work well now, and I expect them to keep working well into the future. I am not teaching you tricks involved in beating the system, but rather I am teaching you solid techniques that produce solid websites that are consistent with what Google and the other search engines would like to see. Disclaimer. All right, it's time for the legal disclaimer. I do not have any control over what Google or Bing or any other search engines plan or do. At the time of this writing, I do not own any stock in any of these companies, with the possible exception of any stock bought by mutual funds, which I do hold. While I know a few people who work at Google, I have absolutely no inside information about their plans, algorithms, servers, or anything else. I have seen one document from the internet that claimed to be a quality guide for Google employees. This document revealed nothing new, and I cannot vouch for its authenticity. Look, the bottom line is that I absolutely cannot guarantee any particular result from the information in this course. While I have seen it work over and over again, and it is consistent with what others have held, I cannot guarantee results. Interestingly, Google tells people to use guaranteed results as a way to discriminate concerning the quality of SEO vendors. Since I cannot control Google, I cannot guarantee what they will do. An important factor to understand about Google is that they change the algorithm that they use to determine the search results quite often. In one presentation, Matt Cutts from Google said that they had made over 500 changes to their algorithm in 2010. This is significantly more than one change per day. While many of these changes were relatively minor, such as adding synonym vocabulary or improving something for a particular language, some of them were huge. Since Google is always changing, we need to adopt practices that are likely to survive any such changes. Why another SEO course? That's a fair question for you to ask. Why in the world am I making yet another SEO course? After all, there's tons of material out there. Granted, some of that material borders on horrific, but for the most part the material is fine and a small part of it is truly outstanding. I have studied SEO techniques and books, papers, courses, Warium Forum special offers for many years. I belong to a couple of SEO groups. I have memberships in a couple of fairly pricey SEO sites. In other words, I have seen what other people are saying and presenting. Most vendors claim to really understand Google. They claim to have the secret sauce of how to get Google to do just what they want. I grant you that some of this is virtually required in marketing. After all, who's going to buy your product if your sales pitch begins with, "This product sucks"? To a large extent, many of the vendors say very similar things. Quite often, a vendor will emphasize a particular part of SEO or a particular technique to the exclusion of other things. I have seen many products where the product contains only one or two really interesting or unique insights. Google updates its software all the time. Right now, the last three huge updates are the Freshness Update, the Panda Update, and the Penguin Update. The Freshness Update gave more precedence towards recently updated material. The Panda updates have concentrated on the quality of content on the page. The Penguin updates have been aimed at some of the large link networks trying to manipulate the search results. Each of these changes has modified the effectiveness of various techniques. This has made many of the manipulative techniques obsolete. I have found that many of the SEO courses and materials available, they'll categorize SEO into two large categories. In order to provide appropriate coverage of the entire SEO universe, I use 7 different categories. This allows me to cover the topics in greater depth. However, as we proceed with the course, you will find that even these categories could be considered too broad. Indeed, many of the available materials focus and concentrate on one tiny aspect within the overall SEO universe. I want to give you a total, complete, definitive view of the whole world of SEO. Use best practices. The best way to survive Google's changes is to use solid best practices. But let's get real. While there is a good deal of consensus on many issues, there is also a good deal of disagreement among SEO experts on the relative importance of various techniques. If you put 3 SEO experts in one room, you are likely to get 5 different opinions about what is important. Google keeps its exact search algorithm very secret. This is quite deliberate on Google's part. They also prevent a moving target by making lots of changes all the time. Google has acknowledged a few items involved in their search algorithm, but for the most part we are left to do experiments and to make intelligent conjectures about what is really going on. It's in Google's best interest to keep everything secret. They want to present the best search results possible. They do not want to facilitate people playing games with the search results. By not revealing the details of their algorithms, especially including the relative importance of various elements, Google is better able to optimize the search results to detect and display good websites. One of the problems that we have is that SEO experts are human. As humans, we have a natural tendency to believe that what has worked in the past will work in the future. When it comes to something as complex as SEO, where nobody really knows the full truth, then we can be in major trouble. What has worked in the past is something that is up to interpretation. When there are hundreds, if not thousands, of permutations and factors, it is easy to be mistaken about exactly why we got the results that we did. We also tend to adopt a particular position and then try to defend it instead of being completely impartial. There are lots of names for this and lots of symptoms of this. It can be overgeneralization, use of anecdotal evidence, using sample sizes that are too small, or filtering information based on our preconceptions, called confirmation bias. I do need to note, though, that there are a lot of very intelligent, good people with drastically different ideas about what is important in SEO. Many of these people argue quite passionately for their positions. I have seen discussions about relatively minor issues in SEO become quite heated. The best thing to do, and indeed what I've tried to implement in this course, is to use best practices from a wide variety of sources. I get very pragmatic when it comes to SEO results. Just show me what works. When it comes to particular suggestions, I can find myself asking, what does it hurt? In other words, as long as the effort to implement something is not excessive, and as long as it doesn't hurt my website, go ahead and do it. One ring to rule them all. There are thousands of different search companies and websites. In the beginning, it wasn't clear that there would be a monopoly to the degree that we see it today. But the reality is that our friend Google is king of the hill. Running a distant second is Microsoft and Bing. However, as much as I like seeing Google have a competitor, the ugly truth is that Microsoft is currently losing about $1 billion every quarter to keep Bing afloat. While Microsoft has deep pockets, this is obviously unsustainable over the long term. At one point, Yahoo had the bulk of the search engine traffic, and Google was the upstart. These days, Yahoo is having a struggle to figure out what it is. Yahoo doesn't even provide its own search results anymore, but rather gets its search results from Microsoft. So the bottom line is that Google is the elephant in the living room. The nice thing is that all the different search companies need to accomplish a similar task. They use a similar algorithm and they come up with similar results. Yes, there are some variations, but they are quite minor. For the rest of this course, I will continue to use the term Google with the understanding that virtually all I'm talking about applies to all of the different search engines. 2 categories versus 7. The 2 categories which are most commonly used are on-site and off-site. These are also referred to as on-page and off-page. On-site or on-page refer to a number of things under your direct control on your website. Off-site or off-page refer to elements outside of your website, typically consisting primarily of various links to your website. In splitting up SEO up into 7 different types, I am able to present this massive material in reasonable bite-sized chunks. I want you to be able to take this material and actually do something effectively with it. I also want you to get a good handle on understanding the large variety of techniques available to you. Google loves variety. Being able to ensure that you have enough variety in your SEO efforts will drastically increase your success. When you use different techniques together, you get a much more effective SEO program. Using a variety of techniques actually multiplies your effectiveness. So what are the 7 types of SEO? As I mentioned, I break SEO up into 7 distinct types. Some of these types could legitimately be seen as subtypes. However, I find it useful to look at them separately. The first type is off-site SEO. I considered breaking this category up even further because it contains so much. This type of SEO includes things that you do outside of your website in order to improve your standing on the search results pages. For the most part, this consists of ways and places to get links from other websites to your website. The second type is viral SEO. Viral SEO consists of techniques used specifically to cause people to share and reshare your website content. When this is done well, the sharing can multiply exponentially. The third type is social SEO. This refers to specific techniques to promote your site within social media such as Facebook, Google+, and Twitter. The fourth type is site-wide SEO. This refers to techniques used to improve your SEO standings, which are applied across your entire website. The fifth type is on-page SEO. This refers to SEO techniques that apply to the content on one particular page. The sixth type is local SEO. This refers to SEO techniques which are particularly useful when promoting a website which is associated with a local business or organization. And the seventh and final type of SEO is search results SEO. This refers to things you can do to improve the way your site appears within the search results. The other types of SEO focus on changing where you appear within the search results. This type changes what the search result listing for your site looks like. 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 equals infinity, also known as synergy. The Wikipedia article defines synergy as two or more things functioning together to produce a result not independently obtainable. In other words, two are better than one, or in this case, 7 are better than one. Google uses programs to calculate and display its search results. These programs take into account a wide variety of variables. One thing that Google wants to see is a natural pattern that corresponds to a quality web page that tightly corresponds with the user's search. This natural pattern will consist of a number of different elements. One of the things which has gotten people delisted in Google is when they play SEO games trying to raise their rank artificially. These games may very well work at one point, but over time Google makes its programs smarter and the games fail. The way to truly win with Google is to produce a quality website in such a manner that the Google programs can find it and access it easily. By using the different types of SEO together, your SEO efforts will look more natural to Google. Each of the types of SEO will add to the multiplying effect that you get from using more than one type of SEO at a time. In essence, you're giving Google what it wants to see in a way that it can see easily and which will please its users. Data versus intuition. Throughout this course, I will be emphasizing the use of actual measured data compared to intuition or guessing. Internet marketing gives us a very unique opportunity to measure just about anything related to our business. We can easily determine how many visitors are coming to our website. We can know which parts of our website are more popular. We can know the search terms that people have used to get to our site. These and other metrics give us invaluable insights into how our customers are thinking. It's always preferable to measure reality versus guessing at what we think is going on. Far too much marketing is based upon gut instinct or a mistaken belief that the entire world thinks exactly like you do. There are two possibilities when you use measurements to confirm your plans. First of all, you could be wrong. It's possible that your plans would be unsuccessful in the current marketplace. In such cases, using data to confirm and make appropriate correction to your plans and guesses is just plain good business. Next, you could be right, in which case you have confirmation of your understanding and plans. You even get bragging rights and increased credibility for future efforts. One important key is to adopt the methodology of continual improvement. First, you measure the current situation. This gives you a baseline for future experiments. Then you are able to change a carefully selected part of your marketing effort, which you believe will improve your results. You then measure the new situation, and you are able to know whether or not your experiment has worked. In internet marketing, the speed at which you are able to make measurements and changes is wonderful. But the real power is when you do it repeatedly. When you get into a habit of making these types of incremental improvements on a regular basis, your marketing efforts will become more and more successful. There are a huge number of ways to measure the activity of your users and the ultimate sales results. When it comes to solid SEO efforts, several crucial tools are available directly from Google for free. Now, some people will tell you that you should avoid using the Google tools. They're likely to tell you that this gives Google too much information about what is going on with your website. Typically, such advice comes from people who are trying to manipulate the search results in ways that they know Google would not like. On the other hand, the free Google tools are quite powerful and useful. Google Analytics gives you a deep, detailed picture as to what is going on in your website. It allows you to know detailed information about the people who are coming to your website, what they are doing while they are there, how they got there, and much more. It has become an industry standard analytics tool. It uses a methodology whereby the numbers that it reports should match extremely closely to those reported by companies who are advertising on your website. Google Webmaster Tools gives you great insight as to how Google is viewing your website. It allows you to submit sitemaps, which will help Google in finding all of your pages and content. It lets you see your website as the Google program sees it. It is a place where Google can tell you about problems which it has found on your site, such as broken links or non-functioning pages. It is also a place where Google can inform you of specific items regarding your website. For example, if Google has detected patterns which causes it to believe that you are using improper SEO techniques, then it is likely to post a message in your Google Webmaster account telling you why you're being penalized and giving you an opportunity to appeal. Advertising on the Google search results page uses a system called AdWords. The free tools related to AdWords are extremely valuable, not just for people who are advertising, but also for people who are trying to understand the way people are searching in general. There is a related tool from Google called Google Optimizer. This tool makes it easy to set up more than one page as the destination for the same ad or URL. Using this tool allows you to test sales pages against each other. This lets you make adjustments and tweaks to the sales pages and measure the specific results. Great rewards. Okay, this is where I part company with a number of people who are trying to sell you things. Implementing good SEO tactics is not easy. It takes work. However, it is very effective and worth the effort involved. There are no ethical shortcuts that give you a one-click way to get unlimited free traffic to your website. To be sure, there are a number of tools, both free and paid, which can be helpful. But the bottom line is that it's going to take a lot of work. It's possible to pay others to help you with your SEO efforts. I encourage you to be very careful about this. There are lots of people who use very risky techniques to boost your rankings, or who may use very poor content in your name. The amount of effort needed to implement an SEO program can be quite substantial, especially at the beginning. There are a number of elements which need to be set up properly in order for the program to succeed overall. There are also a number of core elements which need to be done properly in a way that reflects your business and your goals. Unfortunately, it is quite easy to damage your reputation using poor SEO techniques. However, it is unquestionable that the work you spend on a good SEO program is well worth it. It will pay huge dividends far beyond the effort that you spend. Also, in this case, you're likely to see positive results, even if you just use some of the solid SEO techniques. While using a full range of techniques is preferable and will produce greater results, some is definitely better than none. Glossary. Let's cover some of the terms that I'm going to be using in this course. SEO, of course, stands for Search Engine Optimization. It is a general term used to describe the various things that you do to get more highly targeted traffic to your website from the search engines. We often talk about rank or ranking. This is quite simple. It just means where you show up in the search results. There is a specific term called PageRank, which actually goes back all the way to the original research paper when Google's founders were first thinking about the programs they might use to facilitate search. PageRank is a number which corresponds to the relevance of your page to the search being conducted. The Google toolbar and many other SEO tools will display a simplified PageRank that operates on a scale from 0 to 10. It is widely believed that the scale for the real PageRank uses significantly more digits. PageRank will give you a very general idea of how authoritative Google sees a particular site. The PageRank displayed by the Google toolbar has very little use except for bragging rights among the SEO consultants. It is deliberately kept to only the coarsest of indications. It is updated very frequently and without notice, and there are some indications that it's occasionally just wrong. This is strongly to Google's advantage, in that if they gave too accurate a display, and if it were updated immediately, it would help the people who are trying to game the system. We throw the word keyword around a lot. In fact, the concept of a keyword and elements surrounding it is so important that I cover it as a separate module in this course. While it is called a keyword, it actually refers to the entire phrase which is used while searching. So for now, just recognize that this is the term that describes the entire phrase typed into the search box. On we go with some more terms. SEM stands for Search Engine Marketing. Different people may mean different things using this phrase. Most people mean a broader perspective than just SEO, one that includes advertising as well as optimizing. PPC stands for Pay Per Click. This describes advertisements which you buy, where you pay the company doing the advertisement based upon the clicks that people generate on links going to your website. The classic example of this is Google AdWords. CPA stands for Cost Per Action. This describes advertisements where instead of paying for clicks, you are paying for an actual action, such as purchasing a product. CP/M stands for an old operating system developed by Digital Research. Oops, wrong course. CPM in this context stands for cost per thousand, especially related to advertisements. Each time an ad is displayed, it is called an impression, and CPM is the cost per 1,000 impressions. SERP or SERP stands for Search Engine Results Page. You see this page after you have performed a search. This is the page which contains the search results. LSI stands for Latent Semantic Indexing. This fancy term is the way to refer to words that will typically be found near the keyword phrase. For example, if your search term is umbrella, you might expect to see the word rain appearing nearby. We will talk more about LSI in the future. EMD stands for Exact Match Domain. This refers to a website where the domain name of the website is an exact match for the desired keyword. Okay, being overwhelmed. Look, the complete science and art of SEO is huge. It covers a variety of topics. It combines statistics, copywriting, psychology, and much more. It is quite natural to feel a bit overwhelmed as you work on understanding the complete scope of SEO. Here's the thing. It is not necessary to understand all of this material at one sitting. That's why I've provided downloads of the materials. It's not necessary to do everything in order to get good rankings, especially for more long-tail niches. Sometimes all that you need is an EMD, exact match domain. This is getting less common, but is still true even after the latest Panda and Penguin updates. I recommend that you process this information in chunks. Take each of the 7 types separately. Over time, make repeated passes through the SEO type to fine-tune the details and improve your performance. Don't guess, measure. Test your work relentlessly. While measured improvement in rankings can take a while to show up, traffic patterns can give you much faster feedback. For a fairly busy site, you should see the full effects of most changes within about 2 weeks. Choose what you will concentrate on for now, and prioritize ruthlessly. Work on one set of items at a time and finish them completely. Start with the foundations of each type of SEO and then work into more detailed implementations.